Hello friends, today we're going to talk about value, and value is one of our elements of art that makes our art look more interesting. Other elements of art are line, color, texture, shape, space, and form. Value is how light or how dark you can make a color. So here is what we call a value scale, and you will see these as you get older and you keep doing art classes, but a value scale helps you think about how you can make a color lighter or how you can make it turn into even a darker color using your drawing supplies or even painting supplies. Today we're going to focus on drawing. So you can see I have all these scales here. On my left side, that's right over here, all of these boxes look like they're almost white. That means that's the lightest value of that color. Now as I move my finger and I step to the right, the colors get a lot darker. Now we can make value by doing a few different things. We can make value by pressing harder with our drawing supplies. Let's say you're using crayons and you either push down harder, or colored pencils, you can push down a little harder. You can make value by, you can see here, there are lines. If I make more lines right next to each other, I can make darker values because the lines are closer together. This one has crisscross lines, and if I do more crisscross lines, as I take a step to the right, you can see that the more crisscross lines I do in a box, the darker the color gets. This last box down here, these last row, it has boxes that have dots. This is called stippling, and if I use just a few dots, it's very light. If I add more dots and even more dots, that value gets a lot darker. So you can see that in this art, or in this value scale, I have lots of different values. Now, I can also see value on our color wheel. So here's a color wheel, and we know the color wheel has all these different colors that go around it. But if you look towards the center of the color wheel, as I move my finger from the outside color, which is the true hue or the true color, if I move my finger closer to the center, the colors get lighter. And when you're painting, you make colors lighter by adding white. That is how you change the value of a color. If I were to have a color wheel that goes the other way, I could make these colors darker by adding black. Really, really cool. Our goal today is we're going to do a worksheet that actually focuses on making different values of colors on ice cream cones. So this is just an example of some paintings. You can see some of these artists did the true color on the bottom, and as they made steps towards the top of their ice cream, the top part of their ice cream cones, their values got lighter. Here is what your paper looks like today. You are going to get a value paper that looks just like this. Now, this value paper, you can trace over the letters to practice on the bottom. You don't have to do that part if you don't want to, but our goal is going to be taking our color pencils. We're going to focus on making different values on each of these ice cream scoops using different colors. Let me show you how to do it. So you are going to have your container of color pencils at your table. What you are going to do is you're going to first write your name, and you can use a color pencil to do this, or you can go ahead and use a regular pencil. I'm just going to write it right up top. You could write it on the back if you want to. You can write your name and code wherever you would like. Now, I'm going to focus on making different values on each of these ice cream scoops. Each ice cream cone is going to have the same color, but I want to show different values on each of the scoops. My bottom scoop is going to be my darkest value. So to make your darkest value, you're going to take your color pencil and you are going to press kind of hard. And I want to color it nice and dark. And again, I'm trying to make a 4-star illustration. We know that that means I am going nice and slow, doing my best work. So as I'm making my bottom ice cream scoop, I want to fill in all of those white spaces. Now what I'm doing is I'm pressing kind of hard. Now when I do my next ice cream scoop, watch what I can do. I'm not going to press as hard. I'm going to almost just leave it right on top, and I'm just going to color lightly. So I'm not pushing down as hard on my color pencil. And you can see I'm using the same color, but I'm making a new value. So then when I get to my very top scoop, I'm going to only press a tiny bit. I want to barely touch the paper. So watch, this one's going to be super light. And you can see, you might not be able to see it on my video, you can see how light that value is. And I am showing now that I can make value that is really dark, and then almost like a medium value in the middle. I might make the medium value just a little darker. just because it looks very light. And then my top ice cream scoop is the lightest value. Your goal today is to fill the rest of your ice cream cones with different values. So you're gonna pick a new color, do the same thing, darkest, the middle tone, and then the lightest value or the lightest tone. When you are done with your paper, you can decorate the cones on the bottom, and then you can practice doing more value drawings on the back. Happy creating!